How Marion Works, a podcast series dedicated to informing you of the inner workings in all areas of Marion government and public services. Thank you for listening. Hello and welcome to Season 1, Episode 20 of How Marion Works. I'm your host, Layla Price-Bodkin. We are in the Frequency Canvas Studios today on the Courthouse Square in downtown Marion, and today's episode focuses on the role of the new Chief of Operations of the City of Marion, Dr. Keenan Davis. Welcome.
Hey.
We've had 3 doctors in a row, and the script was just written as it was, and we've had 3 doctors in a row. Dr. Jeff Reyes, Dr. Jada Montero, and now we have Dr. Keenan Davis.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, huh? So thank you for being on the show.
Oh, no problem. I figured it was coming around.
I know, right? I wanted to give you a chance to settle into your new role with the city. But we're going to start out with just a fun first icebreaker question to talk about a recent road trip that you took with your family.
Recent road trip. My youngest daughter's birthday was the end of August, and she is an adventurous thrill seeker.
Okay. So
she wanted to go to Holiday World.
Oh,
so
nice.
I haven't been to Holiday World since I was her age, 10 years old. And I was like, oh my gosh, she looked it up.
Yeah.
She did her research, and I'm going, Holiday World, let me see. But honestly, it was awesome.
It was good. I've never been there.
Man, it's really awesome. It's divided into different holidays, different sections of holidays, and they have some nice roller coasters, great food.
Nice.
You get free soft drinks all day, and I mean, it's a really nice place to go in state and get like a high quality theme park that hits every age group. So
nice.
It was, and when we go on the road, we do very well in the car. Of course, the women sleep, and I do all the driving. Right, man. As soon as I start the car up, we turn the corner, everybody gets in their positions, and they're asleep. Yeah. But funny. Then when they wake up, we laugh, joke, sing, make fun of each other. But we've been as far as Texas.
Have you? We did that a year ago, and so we actually took a road trip to Texas one year. But about 2019, we went to New Orleans. We drove to New Orleans, and we went to the Jazz Fest and got to see a lot of great bands. Okay. Santana was one of the headliners. We stayed with my aunt who lives there and in Metairie. And there was some other fun things that we did. We went to Magazine Street, Bourbon Street. And we even went to see the Saints where they practice. They had a shrimp boil there.
Oh, okay.
But I have to tell you that the favorite thing that I did there, that we did, it was just me and my husband. We went on an airboat ride through the marshes, and we got to see the alligators just basking in the sun. And that was cool. Like, of all the things that we did in New Orleans, that is definitely something that I would recommend. Yeah. And speaking of animals, I remember you telling me how much you enjoyed the Columbus Zoo, right? Did you enjoy that? Oh,
man. The Columbus Zoo, it takes all day to get around it. And it, too, is divided into these different sections, but instead of course, holidays, it's geographic places on the map, or the 7 continents. Is divided into 7 different areas. So North America, South America, Africa, all of these different places, and then all it's decorated with the trees and foliage of those different continents, and then the animals that are in those continents are in those areas. So my favorite one, of course, was Africa. Nice. We went to Africa, and when you walk in, you're going from, I think, Asia to Africa. So you got all these bamboo and all this foliage, and then you go into dry land. And you see all these different tribal masks and all that kind of stuff.
It probably feels different. It probably is hotter and drier.
Yes. And they do a great job of you transitioning. You really feel like you just jumped across the ocean to a different continent. And they do such a great job. So we've been there probably 3 times.
Oh, my word.
We love the Columbus Zoo.
I am inspired to go to the Columbus Zoo after chatting with you about it.
My God.
I love going to the Fort Wayne Zoo. I think they have a really good one. And also aquariums. Whenever you go on trips, aquariums are fun too.
Most definitely.
Okay, well, we're going to kind of get into where you were born and raised, and just a brief background about you. Go for it.
Okay. Well, I'm a native of Marion. Nice. And I was born 1980. So when there was the beginning, February.
We're the same age.
Yeah, February of 1980. So I missed the 70s by 32 days. So,
That's funny.
But that was like the transition of 8 tracks to cassettes. The computer was getting popular. What's the song? Video Kill, the radio store. All this was transitioning. We was going from pop to R&B. I mean, it was a lot of transition at that period. So even for Marion, going from we still was having KKK marches downtown.
Wow.
In the 80s when I was here. Yeah.
To think about.
But they were phasing out.
Yes.
So a lot of transition, but then my mother decided she wanted to finish her degree, and she went to Muncie at Ball State, and I was probably 12, 13 years old. So 92, 93, we moved, and I was in 8th grade, and I moved to Muncie. So I was there from 1992 to 2013.
So where did you go to school?
Northside for 8th grade, and then Muncie Central for high school.
Jeff Edwards went there, I believe. I think he went to Muncie Central.
Okay.
Our transportation director.
Okay. You might have.
Yeah. So, and so that was high school. Did you graduate from Muncie Central? Or
I did. Yes, I graduated.
No, I meant, did you move around? Because I had to move around. So that's
that was it. No, we moved around within the city, but I stayed at Muncie Central, graduated from Muncie Central, and then went to Ball State.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, went to Ball State for a couple of years, and then ended up dropping out. And then I transferred everything to Indiana Wesleyan. So, I ended up back here in Marion because my wife that I met at Ball State, Tashima Davis, the artist. Yeah.
Yes, we'll talk about her too. I want to give her a couple of shout outs.
Yeah. So. Now, we have to, because I'm now known as Tashima's husband.
No.
That's my identity now. But anyway.
That's okay.
So I met her, and she couldn't get a job as an art teacher anywhere but Marion High School.
Okay.
And so she was like, Keenan, I really want to work in my field. And I said, well, I got to find something around here to do, And I ended up at logistics at Weaver Popcorn in Van Buren.
Wow. That's quite out in the country,
It was very out in the country. Yeah, I knew nothing about Weaver Popcorn. But I ended up being the logistics manager there for three and a half years.
That was a very good thing for you to do, to support her first, but then it kind of landed you in a really neat role where you got to learn about, the situation that they were facing there at Weaver. And you did something really cool there. What was that?
Yeah. So I was asked to transform the shipping facility that they've only shipped from that area for the last 100 years. So I was asked to transform it to also shipping. And I know that sounds simple, but when you don't have the space or you don't have the processes in place for storage, maintaining storage, there's stuff called first in, first out, because you got to keep the rotation going. There's so much that goes into that. And I was looking at him like, dude, if you haven't done it in 100 years, why do you think me as a newbie can do it now? So I teamed up with whoever I could, and I battled a lot of supervisors there because they love their space. Yeah. And they're still to this day shipping all over the world, by what I initiated when I was there.
So you made a change that is still implemented the way that it's running today. It was from the change that you had made
most
for
definitely,
shipping.
Yep.
And then so after you left Weaver Popcorn, you had also become a State Farm agent. But before that, you were also at Indiana Wesleyan as well?
Yeah. So there was a couple years, 7 years in there where I still did logistics for Walmart and Chrysler.
Oh, okay. Wow. Were you in Kokomo?
Yes. ITP1 for 3 years. And I got tired of it. I got tired. Manufacturing. Anyone who's been in manufacturing know that that's a whole beast within itself. Some people are made for it. Some people are like, you know what? I enjoy peace.
Yeah.
So, and as a supervisor, it's really tough.
Gotcha.
So I left there, and the opportunity to become a State Farm agent popped up. It dropped in my lap, honestly. And I said, hey, why not? So,
Man,
yeah,
this is all so interesting, and we haven't even gotten to the most interesting parts yet.
Oh, okay.
Because I know a little bit more about you.
Right.
So this is quite diverse. So you became a State Farm agent, but you were able to also work basically another job at the same time. And so you had left IWU after getting quite a significant grant for them. Can you explain what that was real quick?
Yeah. So I started at Indiana Wesleyan just 2023. So that was 5 years into me being an agent.
Gotcha.
So, and I got to a point where I was able to contribute back to the community. I had been sitting on boards and stuff like that, but I had time to where I was like, you know what? I think I can do more. So this position came up, and it was pretty much building a relationship between the college and the city.
Okay.
Because people in the city and the college know
to grow.
Yes, we don't have a good relationship. There's something there that's this chasm that is causing us not to be able to be unified on a lot of things. So I went, interviewed for the position, and the job description was exactly me. It was me on paper.
Yeah.
And I said, guys, just give me the job. So they were looking to qualify or to acquire a very, very, very large grant, $25 million that Lilly was giving to 17 different colleges in the area.
25 each?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Taylor was one of them. Earlham College was one of them. So a lot of colleges did get that grant. And this would have, them getting this grant would be the largest grant they've ever received since they've been in existence.
Wow.
So I went in there and partnered with Dr. Jim Vermillion. I love that guy. Very, very, he's a genius. He doesn't admit it, but he's a genius. But me, him, and some grant writers, 2 other grant writers, we collaborated. I was probably the foot soldier. So I went out and did all the work, the networking, whatever. And Jim pretty much like collaborated it all and made it into a great story. Cool. And I was just able to ideate with him, and we put this thing together, and we got almost 25 mil. At $24.3 million.
And what was that to go toward?
So what I had to do was find different organizations, nonprofit organizations in the community that were already doing projects. So what I wanted to do, instead of creating new ones, I wanted to support the ones that needed support or like a little boosting that were already in existence. It seemed more common sense to me or sensible to go and boost what's already there.
Yes.
So I went
Not
to
reinvent the wheel.
Right. So I went to like Community Foundation. If you see the apartments that were built by Carey Services, they were part of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So then the Cardinal Walkway. Well, it's not probably not Cardinal, but the walkway that's completed here by the mayor. That was part of it.
Oh, okay. So the City Connect, or was it?
It's the one. It's the. How much was it? 0.7 miles that they had to complete. This just right here downtown
to connect the walkway with the river walk.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. We're calling that City Connect, but it's still like it's in construction. So.
Yes. So that part.
Yes.
That was part of. So it was 9 different projects. The stadium that's being built on campus was another one. So there was 9 different projects that we got behind, and we supported with this money. Nice. And we just put it right back. Instead of putting it just in one centralized location, we spread it throughout the county. And because I was like, well, yeah, let's build a relationship with the Marion and Indiana Wesleyan, but let's go broader. We're one county.
Grant County.
We're Grant County, So I try to spread the love throughout the county, 9 different projects. And I believe 6 of those are near completion or completed.
That is such a great thing. And I know that has really helped, and it is helping the county come together. and appreciate working together. So yes, that's very, very significant that you were able to do that. And then how did the job with the city come about? Because I believe that was right after.
Yeah, so I got to a point again. So in logistics, I learned how to automate and systemize everything. So
that's your strength,
that's
isn't
my
it?
strength. I put in automation. So things got automated. Projects were getting done. And me and the mayor have been friends for a while. You know,
Okay.
Our families are even connected before I was born. You know, so we was having lunch and was talking, and he had the need for a new right hand man.
Nice.
I think that's as much I'm gonna talk about that.
Yeah,
But
I mean, he needs help.
He needed help. So I was like, well, I know that I'm cruising right now, and I could be cruising for a while. But when I saw him in need, and then I also am like, he doesn't need to run out of motivation. Right. He doesn't need to run out of steam. He needs more steam, you know. And because the things that he's doing and the transitions that he's making for the city are so important right now.
Oh, my word.
He
yes.
can use all the help that he can get. So I said, you know what? I know what I do for corporations. You know, they hire me to come in and organize and structure and be for the people.
Are you like the Gordon Ramsay of government?
I don't know.
So you came on as the COO, the Chief Operations Officer, and I know that it's broken down a little bit differently. I don't know if that will change later once Mike Graft officially retires, but you are the Chief Operations Officer, and you oversee certain areas, and then Mike Graft oversees the other areas as he eases into retirement. Is that correct?
That's correct.
How Marion Works is sponsored by the City of Marion. This podcast covers the inner workings of city government to better serve you.
Okay. I don't know if you want to name the departments that you kind of oversee because it might change. It's up to you if you
it might. That's the
yeah.
that's the variable.
It's all getting going. You know, you have to kind of feel it out and definitely see how things go. And so basically, what are your responsibilities as the Chief Operations Officer? What's that looking like for you?
Well, the main purpose of my job is to represent the mayor, you know, especially like in his absence. So ribbon cuttings, that sort of thing. I represent him. I support him in however he needs that. Then on the other end too, or additionally, I should say, is to support, like you said, there's 9 different areas where I come behind directors and supervisors at the municipal building, and I support them in what they need.
I love this. And when you introduced yourself and, you know, when the mayor explained how this was going to go, I just really appreciate it. And, you know, you say, you come to me if you have an issue, if there's anything that you need support with, and you've already helped me with a couple of things. So that I think it's going really well so far. Just glad to have you on board to assist the mayor and help him with his day-to-day. And yeah, he might need some motivation in these coming days as his administration continues. Yeah,
but he definitely doesn't need, you know, minuscule petty problems to be on top of the major stuff that he's doing. So
yes, I never want to bring an issue to him that I know that, you know, that there always needs to be that buffer.
Right.
And I'm so grateful that I don't have to bother him with that anymore. You know, I try not to bother you, but if you know, petty. I like to
try to stuff is petty.
I like to problem solve on my own, but if I feel like I just need to ask, I just need to figure this out.
Yeah. So it's just that buffer, having that buffer right in there, and knowing that the buffer is able to give, you know, accurate feedback. That's solid too. So to have somebody there that he can trust to go, hey, he's going to do his thing and it's probably going to be right because he's done it longer than me.
Yes, you've got quite an extensive background, and so that's definitely appreciated, your expertise. So I'm going to take a real quick commercial break to let you guys know that you can stay connected by following City of Marion IN on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, and TikTok, as well as our website, cityofmarion.in.gov, and the latest communication feature, My Marion app, a free download through your Apple Store or the Google Play Store. Okay, so getting back in with Keenan Davis, the COO of the City of Marion, we are going to talk about something else that's kind of fun. In your day-to-day, you work, and what's a hobby that you'd like to talk about that you like to enjoy?
I guess if spending all your time with your family's your hobby, I don't anymore. I have to really I have to live with 3 women, 3 females. And so I have to give them money and tell them to go away for me to really do something.
Well, because it's, you have to have you time, you need to have something that you enjoy doing instead of just work.
Right. So what I used to do, and I'm starting actually, it's so funny because I'm starting actually this week to getting back to what I used to do as a hobby. And now, most people who see me know that I used to be a competitive bodybuilder for 17 years.
I was hoping that you would talk about that. That's so interesting. And it actually can maybe lead into something that we talked about just today off air, that you were selected for the Junior Olympics.
Oh, yeah. Well, I qualified. Yeah.
And that had nothing to do with bodybuilding, but still, it's your athleticism.
Yeah, I've been an athlete all the way up until my last competition was age 37, so about 8 years ago. But I was in competitive bodybuilding since 23.
Wow.
So state champion twice, super heavyweight state champion. I was a paid athlete for 2-3 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So
if they see, is it Keenan Davis? If they look that up, they can see that you were a bodybuilder, and you're thinking about getting back into it.
Well, I'm thinking about getting back into shape. Bodybuilding is a job within itself.
I bet.
Yeah, I kind of got out of shape, with kids, jobs, all that kind of thing. And then I had an injury when I was 41 that kind of set me back. But I'm getting back to a point where I'm thinking about getting back into shape, and I need to. If I don't do it now, I'm not getting any younger. So. Yeah, so
what does that require? When you get back into shape, are you in the weight room how many days a week?
Well, I like to lift every day, and I'll take Sundays off,
Yeah.
But here's the crazy thing. So I used to lift, like a crazy man, getting up to the size that I am, and doing that naturally, you have to be kind of psychotic. But my body started breaking down because I'm doing that. So now at 40, as an older man, I have to do things that's a little smarter, and so my training is a lot different. It's called German volume training. So I just do high volume reps, and I'll do that for one body part, 5 exercises, one body part, and that takes about an hour.
With a lot of weight too, right? Or is it just
my mid-level weight?
Weight.
So say if I'm benching 225, I'll just work out with maybe 150, and I'm just repping and repping and repping, and then 30-second breaks in between, and I'll do 4 to 5 sets of that.
Wow.
And incline, decline, flies, just for your chest, but it's just a super high volume.
How long does it take to get back into shape after not really getting into it?
And that's really based on your diet, how strict your diet is,
Interesting.
Yeah, so mine will be composed of super high protein, and then, no carbs, very low carbs, and then selective carbs, oats and that kind of thing. But yeah, as my diet is on, in 3 months, I could drop body fat and have a beach body, in about 3 months.
3 months.
Yeah.
If you're really strict with both working
yeah.
out and dieting.
Yeah.
Do you do cardio too?
I walk.
Me too. Good.
But really, that's really all. If you incline your treadmill and you walk at like a 3.5 pace uphill.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh my God. That's you building calves and you sweating, and that's pretty hard.
Oh man, I'm getting ready to go lift weights on my lunch hour, and it's hard to keep it up.
Yeah.
But you have to do something with weights, right?
Yep.
If you want to be in shape, weights are so key.
Yeah.
to that. And I also, going back on your education, I think that you are still currently studying. Are you still currently a student, or did you graduate from I don't know if it's considered a hobby now or not, but you had told me that you can read a certain language, or that you're learning. Was it Greek?
Oh. Yes. So my doctorate is in Christian theology, and then I'm getting a second one in biblical studies. So biblical studies, cool. It requires you to take a language, Arabic, Greek, or Hebrew. Wow. And if you ever looked at Hebrew, there's no way. But with Greek, right. Because I'm a licensed preacher, I've been a licensed preacher for the past 25 years. Okay. So within your study, you actually study Greek words to get the full context of what you're reading. If you don't do history, language, culture on biblical topics, you won't get the full meaning. Wow. So I've kind of I got pieces of Greek, so I'm kind of familiar with that more so than, the other. And it's not going to happen. But
yeah, because you can't read it right. Left to right.
Yeah,
at least with Greek, you can read it from left to right.
Exactly.
Correct?
Exactly. And it's a little easier, has a shorter alphabet, all that kind of stuff. So
good deal. That's good to know. And it's so fascinating, and kudos to you for digging into to continue your studies. And that's really impressive.
I thought you were going to say, is it a hobby for me going to school?
Yeah.
It seems like it.
Well, when you had mentioned learning another language, I was curious to know if that was a hobby or if it was part of your schooling.
No, it's schooling. Yeah.
How do you have time for that?
Yeah, I studied Spanish for 4 years and I still can't speak it. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not my forte.
Yeah, especially when you start into something like that later in life. No. It's not. No. It's not easy to grasp. Okay, so getting back into your new role, and I understand that you are new to this role, so not a whole lot has happened. But as you settle in, are you staying up to date with new technologies? Are you looking at best practices? What is it that you're doing to kind of help us with SOPs, if you will?
Yeah. So a lot of it is I studied Six Sigma methodology. So,
what is that?
Six Sigma, yeah, because it sounds off, yeah. And then if I tell somebody I'm a black belt, they go, "Oh, karate," that's not it at all. But Six Sigma is a Toyota or Japanese established methodology that you use in business and in manufacturing to make things more efficient.
How do you spell that, please?
Which part?
Six Sigma?
Six, X-I-X. Number six. Six, Sigma.
And Sigma. Okay, got you.
So it's a methodology that you use, a system that you use to make things more efficient. And there's different things that you use and put in place. There's one called the 5 whys. So you take a question and you ask why, where, how, whatever, 5 times to get to the root of that thing.
Okay.
Right.
It's a fail-safe, isn't it?
Yep, and there's these different things that you just put in place, and that's how you get accurate answers. So what I do is I will go and I'll do a lot of, I'll call it observation and investigation. So most of it is exactly that, because you don't know what's missing unless you ask the right questions, unless you find out, who's the influencers. Or, in those areas, and then you find out the established process, who's the influencers, the established processes, and then you can do a gap analysis. So what's missing from this process to do continuous improvement. So a lot of it is stuff that I've already known, stuff that I've already put in practice for the past 20 years. I come in and I do gap analysis for these different processes that's going on. So that's pretty much what it is. Technology at this point for us, I don't think is necessary. But as we talked before, we had a couple of meetings, and we would like to introduce AI to the process.
Right.
It would make it efficient, but we would have to put the right process in place to make sure that it's boosted and supported properly with AI.
Yeah, there's so much that needs to happen first as far as assessment to know how AI could help us.
Right.
Yes. So that's very fascinating. Does the mayor know much about that method that you use? Have you told him about that?
I think he knows that I'm Six Sigma certified.
Yeah.
But as far as him, that's something that is actually taught.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So you have to actually go get certifications in that thing. So
Yes.
he knows I think he knows what it is. I'm pretty sure he knows what it is. But as far as him going to get qualified and knowing exactly what it is, details, I don't know if he really wants to dive into that field yet. So
yeah, I would love to one day maybe get an example of that process because, say for AI, for example, as we were meeting about that, and how that could help us, but not, not necessarily will help us yet, but maybe that process, or maybe there's a different example where you can show how the process of how you do that maybe would be helpful
and honestly,
for others to learn.
Honestly, if like our leaders went through and you have different levels, just like in karate, it's so funny, it's correlated. The belt thing is correlated. But if you had the basic level is green belt, it's called a green belt certification. If our leaders just went through the simple green belt certification,
yes,
it would change their perceptions on a lot of things.
Seriously, literally, if they went through that process.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh man, we become so efficient in our operations downtown. You know what? Thank you for that. I didn't think about that.
That is really
It would be
cool.
awesome. It would be awesome. And it's not that long, maybe 6 months.
And it's team building.
Yes, most definitely.
Yes, that's neat. And so that would be what specific practice of green belt? What would that be?
Well, each level consists of many practices.
I see.
So green belt is a certain level of these different things, tools. I should have said that. Different tools to use to figure out efficiencies. So every level you go to, you have a different set of tools.
What's the overarching umbrella of this, though? Over the tools, is it Six Sigma?
Six Sigma is the overarching thing, and then within that you have levels: white, green, yellow, white, green, black, and master black.
Cool.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, that's definitely something to think about. And I think that, any company, but definitely our local government, it would help us. Bring us together. And so, yeah, I'm glad that we, these conversations you never know what you're going to talk about.
All right.
So in putting to practice that method, you've done it a few times already. Does that give you joy to do that? What about your job with the City of Marion is giving you joy, if at all, right now?
Yeah. Me being needed is huge for me. Whenever I'm somewhere and someone says, "Keenan, we need you here." If I come in and then I come back, a couple weeks or a month later, and go, how am I doing? And they go, "Thank you." That's
gratifying.
That's it.
That's good.
It. Yeah, my career choices for the past 7 years have been only in service.
Well, because you work very hard, you're very passionate about problem solving and making things better, improving, and you devote your time to that, and so it's nice, and it's definitely relatable to know that it's needed and that it's appreciated. And that it's helping the city improve overall.
Right. It's my hometown. So to see it changing, driving everywhere and seeing the changes is so gratifying. I remember when we moved here in 2013, I was so depressed. To be very transparent, I was like, "God, are you serious? Why did every other door shut for me? And this is the only one that opened?"
Oh, okay.
Oh my God. I was so mad. I was like, I wanted to go to Indy, Cincinnati.
Right.
I was on my way, but this was the only avenue that was open. And I can say that I don't think I want to go anywhere. Not right now.
Cool. And that's been a little over a decade.
Yeah.
Since that happened.
Right. The past decade has been so transformative, and watching the city grow and transform, that's gratifying, you know, and then knowing that you're a part of it, you know?
Yes.
So yeah, that's pretty much like my life is fulfilled because I know that I'm a part of changing and pivoting with my city.
What are some things that have changed around here that you would like to either promote about the city that the mayor is doing in this administration, or maybe just things that you have seen over the past decade to where you didn't see that before? That wasn't like that before. I know that I personally joined the Marion Grant County community at the end of 2011, so it was approximately the same time. And I remember how downtown really didn't have much at all, and now downtown specific. Now we've got a new splash pad. We've got some new restaurants. Right. You know, there are some plates that stop spinning, but we get them going again, and that's just it. That's the economy. Yeah. But is there anything that you wish to promote in the city?
I do. We do have a lot of projects going. We have a lot of projects going. Restaurants, projects. The city is growing, you know, in like buildings, infrastructure. Right, yeah. Infrastructure is changing, but
like the River Rock downtown that's under construction.
Oh my God, we got so much stuff coming, and that's been done. But we have to, as a people, we have to change to sustain that.
Man, you are one of many people who I've interviewed that is saying that, and it's a common denominator.
It is. I mean, even when you see like new homes or new apartments being built, they're so beautiful at the beginning. But if you bring someone and put them in the apartment that doesn't appreciate it, it goes right back to being the way it was before they got remodeled. And, you know, so we don't want the city to do that. We don't want the city to go back. We want to continue to progress. So the mayor is doing things to where he's bringing high-end jobs. He's bringing opportunities to get educated. He's bringing those opportunities here. I would urge everyone to get in. We on the street, Kyron, no, get in where you fit in.
Yeah,
you know, if this
whether
is
it's your neighborhood,
it's like, hey, if you do construction, go to the apprenticeship program. If you want to learn computers, get educated, get a job in that. If you want to, whatever you want to do, you can do that. I'm a living witness of that. If you want it, go get it. There's a way to do that. We're even bringing business incubators here. So if you want to be an entrepreneur and you need someone to walk with you through that, we're bringing that to Marion.
Yes,
so we are bringing the opportunities for people to grow. I just urge people, and I really do urge people, get on that train, enhance, grow. What is life without growth? You know, so get on that train. If you need help, come downtown, contact me. We'll get you in contact with somebody, but we have to grow as a city. Just the infrastructure growing and the city people not growing, it's not going to work. We have to grow holistically. And that means everyone, you know, taking a step back and going, what can I do? Even like you were saying, hey, your front yard on a Saturday, make sure your grass is cut, plant some flowers, meet your neighbor. You know, all this is important. But we have to get out. We got to do better as a people. Yes. You know, he's doing what he can do for the infrastructure, but it won't sustain if we don't.
Yeah, and it's a win-win because you're using all your strengths. You're building on your own strength to build yourself. Plus, you're connecting with community, which is good for your own mental health, but it's also good for the community as a whole because all of these puzzle pieces are coming together. People might just need a push, and we would be happy. I mean, you or I, give us a call if you would like to get involved, or if you know that you have a certain area where you'd like to grow. We can give you some ideas and we can give you the resources. And if they're not in our county, maybe they're just right next door.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Well, we just want to appreciate, like, you support the city events that we have. I just want to express appreciation for everything that you're doing, everything that your wife is doing, Tashima, with her artwork. And I remember your wife when especially during COVID, she would continue to reach out and use her strength to build people up. And I would take paint classes by watching her on a screen, and she might not be feeling the best that day, but she brings it wherever she's at.
Yeah.
She's there, and she continues to, keep the wheels turning and help others and, use her strength. And so I think that that's great for everybody to do. And so, Keenan, thank you so much for the support that you've given us so far in your new role. And we're just looking forward to these days and weeks and months and years ahead.
Most definitely.
All right. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to How Marion Works. Follow us on social media, listen on Apple, Spotify, and all other major podcast platforms. Episodes release every other Monday at 5 a.m., so follow us on your favorite platform and know when they launch. All shows are found at howmarionworks.com. For Keenan Davis, I'm Layla Price-Bodkin, and this is How Marion Works.
Thank you for listening to the How Marion Works podcast. We hope you'll join us next time.